Mew! Hello YouTube! How's everyone today? Well, I'm mostly better than I have been the last couple of days that you heard from me. But, hey look, my sound is doing much better. I finally managed to fix my microphone, so it shouldn't be so quiet anymore. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to post daily, or nearly so, but I'm not sure about the weekends. If I post during the weekends, it'll probably be very quick updates about my day-to-day stuff, and not my discussions and such. But other than that, I know I should be able to post Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'll do my best on Tuesday, Thursdays. Wednesdays are still a little iffy. This is subject to change as my schedule does, and as I get a better feel for things and how I can fit the videos into my daily schedule. I didn't make any videos this weekend or Monday, but that's not to say that it was a very eventful couple of days. I went to my Saturday night game of Geist, which is a World of Darkness tabletop roleplay game about people dying and ghosts bringing you back to life for a second chance and what you do with that and giving you particular powers. It's actually a lot of fun. Apart from that, I've been being a good little college kid and trying to get some coursework done. Blech. Had an exam this morning. I'm sure I bombed, despite studying all day yesterday. So I have a pretty hardcore stress headache, so bear with me. I'm involved, at least passively, with the atheist community here on YouTube. I watch some of the bigger names like Coughlin666, The Amazing Atheist, The Peach, Go Green 18, ZGEMP TV, as well as some smaller but not less important channels such as Gene's Take and, as of today anyway, Brian Tulsa. All the links are going to be in the sidebar. Everybody does that. But the latter, Brian Tulsa, is more of a liberal political channel than an atheistic one. But I list it because he has posted a number of wonderful atheist videos that are really worth watching. Very respectful for the most part. I mean, they're funny, but mind you, I don't count myself among them. I'm not an atheist, but I agree with them and respect them greatly. If anything, I could call myself an agnostic, because most people are at least a little agnostic, since it just means that they don't know something about God or gods. Like the devout Christian, Catholic would probably fit better, but Christian or Catholic, who knows what's going to happen to them when they die, but isn't sure about how people of other faiths are treated, is at least a little agnostic. Or it could go to the other extreme where somebody who just doesn't know, who says, well, there's no proof, but there's no real proof against it. They're not really sure. They're not really necessarily that wishy-washy about it, but it's the question of there may or may not be. I'm non-religious, Unitarian Universalist, eclectic pagan, like I said in my first video. I understand that doesn't really explain anything about what I believe, but that's really gonna be for another video, because I can't fit that in this. I respect all walks of life. All of them, I swear. But I strongly question and speak out against all forms of fundamentalism or extremism. And when I say all forms, I do mean all, like extreme left or right political views, fundamentalism in almost any in all religions. It bothers me because the right or wrong that they claim isn't necessarily truth, and it bothers me. But anyway, the reason I prefaced that was to show that religious issues are important to me. And today something happened that made me pause. It was a simple action, but it spoke wonders for the hardcore Christians. I was not having the best morning, like I said earlier, with my exam that I took. And I was sitting in the middle of the area of a central building on campus with a couple of friends that are talking. And we were talking. And this man, middle-aged, thin, wiry, and carrying a stack of little papers, came up. And quite invasively, I might add, stuck himself between us and started handing out these papers saying things like, "Have you ever heard of this before? It's gruesome, but it's really worth watching," as he handed one of the papers to each of us. They were adverts for a showing of Passion of the Christ on campus set for April 1st. This in itself didn't bother me, and the man, apart from being awkward and invasive, wasn't really rude or pushy, and I don't really care at all that Life Ministries and InterVarsity Christian Fellowship is showing that movie on campus. That's their prerogative. But don't you think it's just a little bit ironic that an organization called Life Ministries is showing this movie on the death of Jesus, their Christ? As far as I see it, this movie is nothing more than a shock film for the suggestible, guilt-ridden, and the naive. Because clearly Jesus' death is far more important than his words or his life. Not the struggle to spread the ideal of love and tolerance. No, let's focus on the gruesome death. That's the way to win 'em, obviously. We don't need any of that peace and love stuff. Just remind them that you're making this man's death meaningless if you don't worship him as the Son of God. And as an aside, these papers were printed, these ones right here. These papers are printed on magazine-style glossy paper and handed out to uninterested college students individually. And I watched him hand them out to absolutely every person in a very populated area in this region of the common area that was just a series of couches, completely full most of the time. So we must have handed them out just while I was sitting there for that like 10 minutes. Must have handed them out to like 35 people. And the hippie in me cries at this. The glossy paper that was used is, yes, recyclable. However, you shouldn't usually recycle it with non-glossy white paper. And besides this, how many of them do you think actually made it into any bin apart from the rubbish bin? Ugh. Plus, it's just a waste of paper. Why not just advertise that you're showing this like everyone else on campus does? Post a few flyers on some billboards. The people who are interested will find it. Post emails if you have to. That's fine. I don't care about having to hear about it. I know that I'm not going to go and see it, but that's fine. There are people who will want to see it. Perfectly alright. Just, you don't need to waste all this paper to do it. And these are just from the 3 that were handed to me and my 2 friends. I should have picked them up so I could show you, but there were dozens of them left on tables and all over the floors in the area. I didn't get a chance to pick it up because I was pretty busy all day. But it's disgusting. Why do you need to waste that much paper to do this? I guess it's because God, you're inheriting this from God, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to take care of it. Waste all the paper you want, just as long as you get your message out there and indoctrinate as many people as possible. Anyway, I know that was a lot of nothing, but thanks for listening anyway, YouTube. If you have anything to say, say it.